Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, April 1st, 2024. I'm Giovanni Bettencourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets, and this is being pre-recorded pre-US session opening. So, nothing lasts forever, right? Well, when it comes to the stock market, the good times may be able to carry on a little longer, if history is any guide. The S&P 500 just had its best first 3 months of the year since 2019. Gaining more than 10% since 1961, the market has gained at least 9% in the first quarter 13 times. It went on to rise again in the second quarter 9 of those times and finished the year higher in every instance but one. That's got to sound good for investors. There are more happy precedents too. After hitting more than 20 record highs in the first quarter, history suggests that more are on the way. In 2 of the 3 times in the past that has happened, the market has ended the year even higher. A solid economy and consumers that are still willing to spend have kept sentiment elevated this year. Now, there's a slew of data on U.S. jobs markets coming this week, from initial jobless claims on Thursday to non-farm payrolls on Friday. All of it's broadly expected to show employment is holding up. Now, that's why traders have been able to shrug off the disappointment of the Federal Reserve taking its time before lowering interest rates. Chairman Jerome Powell managed expectations again on Friday, saying he is in no rush to move on rates after inflation figures brought no surprises. Of course, there are no guarantees and history is full of surprises, but traders can still march into the second quarter with a spring in their step. So let's take a look at what we can expect out of the markets today, what we can speculate, because that is our job. That is what our business is about, really. We are speculators. So let's speculate. So looking at the NASDAQ, we can speculate that we have created like a top right around the 18,600. So that is a psychological resistance, obviously. That's what the market basically has come up to today. Now, the moving average is below the markets. Okay, so that's acting as a dynamic support. The RSI is fairly far away from entering overbought territory. So we can come and expect that this high can be revisited again, and perhaps we can even come and do something towards the 18,800. That's for the NASDAQ. Now, as far as the S&P 500, it's a little bit trickier just because the RSI is already at the borderline of entering overbought territory. So let's see if today we can come and fluctuate to the upside, kiss or get closer to our resistance level, and then just kind of do a pullback from there. Just because or we can also just do a pullback right now all the way down towards our moving average, and then expect a movement to the upside, because that movement to the downside, that pullback, will bring the RSI back into neutral zone. Okay, and therefore we could probably find more participants around there. So let's see if that will be the case. Okay, then we have the Dow. Okay, well, the Dow, I'm looking at 40,400 internally. Okay, the RSI is almost entering, but it's closer, but not as close as the S&P 500. Then we have crude oil. All right, so crude oil. There's a lot of things going around crude oil. So $84 initially is my resistance for it today. RSI has enough space for that to be reached. So let's see if today we can meet that. Perhaps we'll fluctuate above it, do a throwback towards now a support at that given time, and then continue to higher. $90. Could we see $90 by Friday? Well, as the week progresses, we'll be figuring that out. So initially, we can also come in and contemplate the idea that if we are going to continue to do a pullback, okay, we can perhaps come in and use the middle of Friday's session as a possible support level for it. Okay, now at this moment, it could probably already be just begin to trade back higher again. So let's see what will happen later on today. Then Nat Gas is definitely looking to pick its head up above this level 176, which is also all this zone right here, area right here, is full of sellers. So I'm anticipating that Nat Gas could probably just go ahead and do one of these like this. Okay, so going long initially. Then gold. All right, so gold, we open with a small gap up. We are overbought. Okay, a pullback. That gap has been closed already. It did move to, it fluctuated to the upside. Now we're doing a pullback, a correction, if you will. That correction, again, we can use the middle of this candle, the middle ground of Friday's session, to find a possible place for a support. Otherwise, we can probably just continue to fluctuate a bit more lower and then just take another shot at the moving higher. Then we have silver. Silver is creating a nice little higher highs and higher lows. Let's see if that will be enough, or we'll continue to pull back and do a correction towards the moving average. Then we have copper. So copper, the demand for copper is still there. It's going to continue to be there anyhow. And if not, it's going to increment, it's going to increase. So we can speculate that this high this week could probably be revisited. So being long copper. All right, so Bitcoin has created a ceiling top right around this area, around the 72,000. It is in what I call a coffin of congestion, sideways movement. It's a great setup for a breakout. So favoring a breakout to the upside, or will it be to the downside? If it hasn't gone higher, if it hasn't gone lower, I'm speculating that at some point we are going to come back and try to revisit that high at some point. Then we have the currencies. The euro looking to sustain itself. It did fluctuate below 108. So let's see if it hold ground around this area. The same token goes for the pound. It is also just creating a nice coffin of congestion setup for a breakout, because the dollar index seems to be gaining ground, looking to recuperate itself after having such a nice move to the upside from this low created on March 8th. So let's see if it'll finally hit 104,500 and change, and then just fluctuate to the downside. Well, that's it for me today. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow.